Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Cal here.
Duke's here.
Today's topic, Battlefield. Now, by the time of this recording, the Battlefield 6 trailer or whatever they're calling it will be out by then, and we might make a reaction video to that as well. But I'm a big fan, obviously, of the series. I've been loving it since 3 and 4. People love 4, but I think Battlefield 3 was probably the best that we ever got. Still to this day, 2042 was probably one of the biggest letdowns in Battlefield's history. Also EA's, because so much was going wrong to the lead up to this game, and just things were not looking right. Betas were being shown, or we were being told that the beta was just like a 6-month-old build. Didn't turn out that wasn't the case. That was the game we were playing. There wasn't much polish when the game launched afterward. As you know, if you were there day one, you will remember that there was no cover. There was hovercrafts going sideways up buildings. A lot of legacy features that we are used to from older Battlefields, like being able to lean around corners, crouch sprinting, jumping and mantling, fortifications, like all of that stuff was basically non-existent. We didn't really even have a traditional scoreboard when 2042 came out. So we were basically playing the bare bones of a game. This game obviously needed at least a year more in development. But we will try to put this behind us. I'm not saying we're going to forget, but we have to put this behind us and look to the future. They've got somebody else covering this. They got somebody else that's overtaking this project, Vince Zampella, who's known for Titanfall, and I believe, I want to say he was on the Call of Duty team as well. I can fact check that later. But yeah, Duke, have you played Battlefield in the past or recently?
Yeah. Back in the day, getting into gaming, especially PvP, Battlefield was one of those. I played Battlefield Hardline, and
I hated that one so much.
It really didn't do what Battlefield 3 did for me.
Right.
And Battlefield 3 being the first one that I played, and then Battlefield 4, it just if you guys haven't heard in the previous videos, I am a military man. I love the tactical side of gaming. Whatever's put out, you can't be. I can't have old guns in games that are released in late to the teens of the 2000s and 2020. I can't play with cars. I can't play with M1 Grands. Like, I can't do that in a game. So whenever Battlefield 4 had came out, I was extremely surprised, and it being a successor of Battlefield 3, like, I was super excited because there was so much to do on the game. The heads-up display was nice and crispy. I saw everything on it. I could pull up my map. I could see everything. I could pick what I wanted to be as far as a medic, an assaulter, like, and I'm a support guy, so I really liked the fact that I could do that in the game. Hardline came out, and I was disappointed with that. The only reason why I didn't play
Hardline existed.
Yeah, and because you talk about, everybody talks about Battlefield 4, 3 and 4 all the time. I think Hardline was overshadowed, when it came out in like 2015. But then when Battlefield 2042 came, the only reason why I didn't go and buy that game is because when it came out and people bought it, they were so disgusted about how much the game gave you, or the lack thereof. Like, there was no substance to the game. And then I watched videos on it. I'm like, we are literally competing with Call of Duty here, guys. What are we doing?
And I think Call of Duty was like on a they were on a high because I think Warzone was like making buckets at that point. And
Oh
so
yeah.
like if you were having a hard time or you wanted to hop off COD and play Battlefield, this was not the year.
No,
Me and
no.
Ghost, we basically had to suffer through. It felt like I had to get my money's worth because I had spent $70 on this game. But I did feel like I needed to get my money's worth out of this game, and my God, we suffered through it and complained the entire time. But it took them 3 to 4 years, and I don't even think they're finished now. I think they've completely revamped all the maps, which is why this took so long. But yeah, I think that game is a shell of itself. People were saying, "Oh, it's better now, it's fixed now." It's still not Battlefield to me. Even at glancing at it, it's just too bright. There's no grittiness to it. Just looks sanitized and unoriginal. I was glad to put this memory behind us. Now,
Yeah.
present day, here we are, once again, staring the beast in the face on the precipice of something that could be great and can, gain some momentum over Call of Duty, because obviously Call of Duty is having its problems right now. There's not much buzz for Black Ops 7 at this point because of the problems that Black Ops 6 it has been having with matchmaking problems and bugs and all types of glitches. So this is EA's last chance to get this right. So
That's a hard pill. That's a
it
hard
is.
pill, man. I mean,
Yes.
you gotta think. They're with uh um Battlefield coming out, and I think 2042 came out in November of 21. Um, and then you see the same kind of battle with Battlefield 6 and Call of Duty Black Ops, because there's rumors that Black Ops 7 is gonna come out in November. But
Right.
before that, Battlefield 6 is set to come out on PS5, Xbox Series, and PC October 10th. So I'm excited to see that lineup of players who prefer Battlefield 6 because of its predecessor, which was
Right.
2042, and it not doing so great, and then Black Ops 7 and its predecessor with Black Ops 6 and it being buggy, players complaining about it. It's just a lot going on in the fall, and so I'm really excited to see what happens when you have two bangers, like two really good games, right? In its new form, in their newest forms, go up against each other.
Right.
That's gonna be good to see, because
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
be.
get both.
I will not. I am done with COD for the foreseeable future. I have no interest in playing that game whatsoever. I am fully a Battlefield man at this point. But there are some, since they've been doing playtests since last year, constant communication with the community, which I do like, because this reminds me of what they used to do back on Battlefield 4, where they would build a map with the community based on a voting system. Well, I enjoyed
Okay.
that. It's nice to know this communication is coming back, and they definitely want to build something with the community. So we're back to a modern setting. Thank God.
I like
Just by
that.
looking at, I've seen footage on TikTok and stuff like that. It looks like we are back to like that dark, gritty combat that that we love from Battlefield. It's just a whole different experience than COD.
Yeah, you
Thankfully,
got to do a whole lot more in Battlefield.
right, right.
You got to
There's a
do a whole
lot
lot
more
more. You got to
to
drive
worry
tanks,
about.
vehicles, aircraft. Like
uh,
you have a, as far as like you said, we're getting back to the grittiness and Battlefield and its previous glory. What are some things that you want to see in Battlefield 6 that they didn't have in 4 and 3?
well, from looking at the blog post and what they are bringing back, my main thing, which is actually pretty controversial right now, was in Battlefield 2042 they had specialists. Specialists do not belong in Battlefield. Like, particularly, there was a specialist that, like Sundance, who could basically go behind enemy lines, kill a couple of people, and then just dip, jump up in the air and fly again, like without needing. She just had a wingsuit on, but you would think she had a jet propulsion system underneath her, because she did not need.
Right.
She didn't need any height to get anywhere. And what that does is that destabilizes the flow of the game, because the whole point of Battlefield, what makes it great, is you working at your team and constantly trying to push through this control point, trying to flank, trying to coordinate as a team to get around. When you have specialists like Sundance who can just immediately jump behind and get, killing 5 to 6 people at a time because she's flown around the wall where you initially wouldn't be able to get around, it just removes that tactical aspect of the game. Another thing, I'm glad to know that they're done with that. Another thing that's controversial was in Battlefield 2042, originally, all equipment and all weapons were available to all classes. So nobody really had a perceived role in the game. Like, even if you saw somebody back in the day, if you see a recon in the field, you know what to expect from that recon. You kind of know what to expect from his kit and what he's bringing to the squad. Same thing with support. You know, you got your ammo, assault, health, engineer, you're destroying it's information at a glance, which I like. 2042 removed that, so now my recon, I'm expecting a radio beacon, a tactical insertion, he pulling out RPG. What are you doing? Now y'all standing around in a circle looking at each other. Why did you bring that? I already got that in my kit. It's just it's just so confusing. There is no flow in those. There's just no, like, the rock paper scissors type mechanic in the game when it comes to those roles, how they all fit within each other's weaknesses and they cover all the bases. There was just none of that in 2042, and I am so glad to see that at least they have locked equipment behind certain roles. You can still use any weapons you want, but as far as we see, equipment that's for that specific role has been locked to that role. Also, apparently, there are perks that you get. Say if you're using recon, if you were to use a sniper rifle, you get perks for using the weapon that's already in your category. So maybe if you're using recon, you had a sniper rifle, you might be able to aim down sights faster. You might be able to reload faster, stuff like that. Okay. So you are rewarded for leaning heavier into that role. So that was basically one of the most controversial things, because Battlefield players wanted them to go back to that old style, and I can understand why, because it worked. There was no reason to change it. That is the core of Battlefield, in my opinion. Above all else, the destruction, yeah, but the core of the gameplay is in your squad and what you guys can accomplish together. I feel like that's what everybody plays Battlefield for. That's a distinguishing factor from Call of Duties. When you get on Battlefield, you need to work as a team. You can't carry the team by yourself. I don't care how good you are. You can go for 100 kills and still lose.
Yeah, there's certain things that you look for in games, right? And my biggest thing about playing any kind of combat / tactical / conquest, TDM, whatever game mode,
Right.
there's certain things that I'm looking for. I'm looking for that the overarching goal of what we're playing, and that is to work as a team. Tactics being a big thing, and teammates being able to compromise. I feel like if they keep those intricacies in the game, then you'll have a better flow of the game, because everybody's got a role. Everybody has a part they need to play.
And I like that.
Yeah, and I'm glad that DICE the developers of Battlefield, I'm glad that they decide to stop putting effort into a 2042.
Right, right. Just leave it alone.
Early last year, they stopped putting effort into the game and really started to look at their products they've been putting out for the last 12 years, right? Hell, not even 12 years, 15 years, right? Has it been 12 years? No, 10 years. Sorry, 10 years. Excuse me. Looking at their product for 10 to 13 years and saying, okay, We were successful starting here. It was raw. We got we got everything we wanted out of selling commercially over 7-8 million copies just in Battlefield 4. We
That's
need to
crazy.
get back to that.
Right.
We need to get back to that. We need to go back to our roots, man.
Right.
Really give the
Please.
gaming populations what they want. And I feel like with all the hype around Battlefield 6, I really
Because
hope that they get it right and make you a believer again, because 2042 was not it.
2042 broke me.
Yeah,
I was like,
I don't see
cannot
how y'all
be.
sat there and dealt with that. I really don't.
Yeah, it was rough. If Ghost wasn't there with me, I wouldn't have played it at all, honestly. But having somebody to complain with helped get
Yeah,
us through it.
yeah.
So some mechanics that they think they are bringing back that I'm loving seeing, like crouch sprint, tactical roll, prone crawling. We got leaning. They're bringing back. It says they got the buddy drag system for your teammates, so you can drag them out of the line of fire and revive them and get them back
Okay.
up. I love that type of stuff. That's adding more immersion and more like engaging with the combat in your team. I love stuff like that. We got auto peeking from cover, similar to the way I'm guessing similar to the way that Call of Duty works, where you just go up to a corner and
Hmm.
automatically, it just feels natural. Love that stuff. So, like, those type of legacy features need to stay in the game, and you guys need to learn to continue to build upon what you have. I don't understand why
Yeah.
it's so hard. It does not feel like there's any continuity between their games. It feels like every time we got to start over and we got to build the game back up to what the previous one was like. So, yeah, just
I
looking
mean
at.
it.
Go ahead.
I mean it comes down to the mechanics you were just talking about. Um, if you, I think what they did, and I'm spitballing here. They looked at the successes they had with their previous games. They realized that when Hardline had came out, that it didn't do as well, um, as they hoped, right? And then
Right.
2042 came out. They didn't hit the mark with it either. So they took the good things out of, the bad games that they had made, and then all of the good stuff from all the other battlefields, and really dialed in the mechanics here. I'm seeing a lot going on. Supply systems, the movement, like you mentioned,
Right.
the loadouts, like you mentioned, the classes, like destruction. We really pay attention to stuff like that as gamers.
Right. Because
So
that's
like the
also another
environmental
defining
destruction.
factor.
Yes, it
Yeah.
enhances the gameplay for me.
Right.
Like
I don't need to go to that door.
if
I can
I
make a
shoot a
door.
100%. Hey, why would I run through there if I know I got a
Right.
team of 556 and 762 about to just mow me and
Right.
my whole squad down,
I'm like,
when I
who?
can just go to another entry, or make my own entry.
Right.
Like,
Who? Which one of
I'm
us
blowing
got
a I'm
C4? Because
exactly, I'm blowing
I
a
don't.
hole in that wall.
Right.
Cal,
I,
if I don't see buildings falling over, right? Because I done shot a 105 Mike into that building, and I don't see it crumbling over, right?
right.
That's a part of the game. It gives you that feel. It's like, oh shit,
Right.
I just blew a chunk of that building out.
Engaging with the environment. Yeah. So by the
Exactly.
time you're done with the game, like there's not a, you're hiding behind rubble. Like
Yeah,
there's nothing
I
you
love
can
that.
do. Yeah,
I love
and
that part.
and the whole game, not only that, but the entire game is changing as you play. It's not the same game it was when you started. You're fighting on a whole different terrain by the end. That's what makes Battlefield.
Yeah.
Battlefield is like, even like the maps evolve throughout time. One thing I really want to see, I don't know if you remember back in the day, Battlefield 4 had their most popular maps, but they put them in nighttime.
Oh
Did
yeah,
you
yeah,
remember that?
yeah. I remember that. I
Oh
remember
my,
playing.
that
I
was,
played Battlefield 4 with you.
I couldn't remember if you did or not, but
Yeah, we did.
that
We did.
that was amazing. Like some of those
Yeah.
areas that you had great visibility are now dark. You now have to change your loadout and your weaponry. You can use flares to illuminate those dark areas. Like you had to tailor your loadout to the environment around you. And I really
Yeah.
hope that they have like dynamic weather systems in this game, or day and night cycles. Stuff we need to get back to that. But
Yeah.
I need to feel like my $70 was spent well, honestly. So
Yeah.
one,
Um. it-
oh,
I'm sorry, brother.
Oh,
The
you go
the
ahead.
one thing the one thing that I did notice, when we did play, because I remember playing Battlefield with you, is that the only thing, and this is my only negative about Battlefield, because I do like the modern esque it did bring, but the like respawning in the game. I we got to see we died. We got to see what killed us. Oftentimes it was something aerial.
Off screen.
It was somebody in a fighter jet. I didn't got
Right,
smoked
or a
by.
helicopter.
I got yeah, I didn't got smoked by a helicopter, ran over by an APV. I got ran over by a tank. Like, I mean, it's stuff like that. Because we do really good, force on force. You know what I mean?
Right.
Boots on the ground, that kind of stuff. But the respawn kind of took it. It took a long time because, you'd have to pick your area to go back to when you were in the conquest. Pick your area you go back to, and then you have to make your way all the way across the map to link back up with your team.
Right. Or
And
you
it took
spawn
you a
on
while to
squad
find a
leader or one of your
vehicle.
team members, I
Yeah,
think.
spawn on squad leader. And the respawn mechanics have changed coming out with Battlefield 6, include the instant respawn in Domination and the respawn towers in Battle Royale. So I assume all these game modes are going to be PvP, and I think it'll just, depending on what it looks like whenever it comes out, I'll be able to give a better assessment, and you will too, probably, on how quick that actually is, because it took so long for you to come back, link
Right.
back up with your team, and then respawn back into the game. Like, that's the only part I didn't like. Everything else was crispy. Everything else I loved, but that part I was just like, damn, like how. I
Yeah.
can't spawn on my squad leader because he's under
Right.
fire, or he's not in a position to where he's like, hey
Right.
man, you can spawn on me now. Like, I'm just gonna die
Right.
again
Or
and then have to
somebody, or
respawn again.
right, or
Yeah,
so you spawn on somebody.
yeah,
They, because that's another way of like working with your team. Like tell squad leader, hey, if you need us to help you, you need to get out of firefight and get to a safe area. Or because I think there were certain options in Battlefield 4 that allowed you to only spawn on squad leader. But I think if you were just playing regular conquest, you could spawn on any teammate. That was something that took some getting used to because playing COD for years, I'm used to the instant respawn, so that was
yeah,
something I had to
yeah,
get used to. But now I kind of like it because that removes, because when you're trying to take over a section or a sector in conquest, when you wipe that squad, you now know that you have a nice buffer to take this
yeah,
without worrying about them getting right back in the action. So there
yeah,
is a
for
reason
sure.
for it, and I think they've mastered that respawn system real well. It's another that's another great foundation of Battlefield that I now love. I'm guessing that those respawn systems that you mentioned are tailored specifically to those game modes, because it's
Yeah,
domination. So I'm guessing close quarters combat, definitely you want quick respawns. Also, they're building their battle royale that's supposed to be equivalent to Warzone, so I'm guessing those respawn towers are specifically for that too. So we got a lot of it. To be honest, we do have a lot of exciting stuff to look forward to. The trailer. I've heard that there
what
is a open beta coming out maybe in August. So yeah, there's
okay,
plenty to look forward to.
what and what is one thing specifically that you want, that you had in Battlefield 4, that you would want in Battlefield 6?
Weapon variety. Do you remember
Weapon
that?
variety.
Do you remember
Yes.
how many weapons were on that list? It really
Yeah.
felt like you could pick up any weapon and just enjoy the variety of what so you kill somebody, pick up their weapon. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize this was that good. Like this attachment worked well with this weapon. So
Yeah.
I really want that variety of weaponry to come back. That's another thing. I don't want to run around using the same weapon as everybody else. I want to experiment. That's just how I am. I also
Yeah.
want to get away from like the meta conversation that you constantly see with Call of Duty. I don't want to see the same thing. One thing I do miss, like pre YouTube and like all this meta conversation, is the weapon variety. You just had to get in there and experiment yourself. And sometimes you found out by killing somebody and looking at whatever they
Yeah,
were
and now,
running. So,
I mean, you'll see short YouTube shorts on, dude clipping, a whole team, and then a
right.
little his gun his weapon system with his camo will pop up on there, and it'll tell you, oh, I got this sight, I got this suppressor, I got this barrel
right.
attachment. Like,
Like,
bro,
man,
we
y'all
don't
giving too
care.
much.
We want to get into the game and figure out and figure out what weapons work best for our
Right.
playstyle, and what weapons work best in certain situations in the game. Like we don't give a shit about what you're running, dude. Like
Right.
your dexterity's good. You know the game, so
Right. I'll
right.
make any
It's
weapon work. It don't matter. That's how you should go
yeah,
into a shooter. Like whatever you
true.
pick up, you should be lethal with it, no matter what.
Oh, 100%,
Uh,
100%.
but yeah, like I said, we have a lot to look forward to. Unfortunately, Battlefield manages to get me excited every year. Even though I say I'm just gonna hold off, they still manage to get me excited. I'm guaranteed when we watch this trailer, it's gonna get me hype all over again. Cycle repeats itself. Everybody gets excited, but hopefully
Yeah.
they deliver this time.
Yep.
But I don't have anything else to say. Do you got anything else to add? Is there anything that you would like to see in this Battlefield specifically that was in Battlefield 4? Or something new?
Just as long as it's modern, man. I feel like from all the that's what does it for me, Cal. Like I want my operator to look like an operator,
Facts.
right?
Please, for the love of God.
I want my rifle to look like my rifle, and I'm looking forward to see if they'll do it. I don't know if they do because I hadn't seen anything on it yet. But if I'm cosmetics are a big thing for me, so if I'm able to customize, right? I don't want to have to buy packs to get certain things. I don't want to have Beavis and Butthead running around in my game.
True.
If I'm able to have the same customization that I have with a totally different developer, a totally different, um, uh, game, right? I want to
Right.
be able to customize my operator like how I would want my operator to look in a game. Now, if they have that in a game, dude, I'm sold. That's it for me. Cosmetics, modern weapons, and modern gameplay. Like
Right.
I'm good. I'm good to
And
go with that.
and
That's what I'm
keep
looking
those
forward to see.
skins within the identity of the game. Do not go
Yes.
outside the realm. Stop trying to be
Yes.
Fortnite. You are Battlefield. You are beloved by your community. Just
Yes.
embrace it. You can make plenty of money by giving us some badass operator skins.
Yes.
Don't
You're
have
gonna
to
have
put
you're
Rick and
gonna
Morty
have
in there.
top name streamers playing this game, bro. And
Right.
they don't before there was a Call of Duty and buying packs with skins and shit. Before all that, those same streamers were playing Battlefield 4 and loving it for the gameplay, not
Right.
for what the aesthetics it gave you outside of your
Exactly.
operator looking like an operator. So I think I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it when they release the beta. Bet your bottom dollar, me, Cal, and Ghost will be playing it.
Absolutely.
And when the game drops, we will be playing it too.
Right.
And that's all I got, brother.
All right. I ain't got nothing else to say. We appreciate you guys for listening to us rant. This definitely went over, but it's okay. I'm really passionate about Battlefield.
We'll cut it up.
Heck yeah. But yeah, let us know in the comments if you're excited or you just don't care at this point. Like you don't expect much. So, and that's okay too, because honestly, I get it. You want to spend your hard-earned money where it belongs, and sometimes EA does not deserve that. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, hit that bell. I'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye.
Cheers.